How's things at Fake Booze HQ?
Fake Booze is typically busy. You can imagine the trade has come back to work, and with it, it's brought enormous amounts of stupidity, vaingloriousness, and generally misguided tut, which is essentially what we feed off. I don't know, we're some kind of like bottom feeding fish, probably with slightly strange eyes. One of those things. So the more detritus there is down the bottom of the tank for us to nosh away on, the better, frankly.
Okay. So on which note, you've got a scoop on a brand new winemaking technique involving goats.
It does involve goats. I should also put a parental advisory on this particular story, since it does involve a certain amount of mentioning of genitalia. Way to go, pick that story out for the first one. Nice effort. So this basically is a maverick South African winery, and it's made what it says is the world's first wine to be aged in a nut sack. It's called Scrote Roti, and it's the new so-called pet NAD project from the hipster Swartland winemaker Irwin Inkskin. And it features wines that have spent 6 to 12 months aging in goat's knacker bags. We spoke to Irwin, and he said that although it sounds weird, it actually fits perfectly with his winery's natural hands-off ethos. As he points out, concrete eggs, oak barrels, and cement tanks all require an industrialized process, whereas this is incredibly low intervention, although admittedly not so much for the goats.
And it's quite an artisanal product, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it really is. I mean, the scrotums are removed, steam cleaned, and then inflated to form a receptacle that's about the size of a demijohn. Then the wine gets pumped in for aging. Currently, Inkskin has about 200 of these in his cellar, though he admits that increasing it significantly from here could be quite slow. Crafting wine equipment out of animal parts was, he said, a skill set that's even more niched than producing a satirical drinks website, and probably about as profitable.
And we understand that elephants may also be in the firing line.
Yeah, Inkskin says he's already playing with first and second fill ball bags, and has lodged an order with an elephant sanctuary so he can experiment with larger scrotonneaux in the future. He's also hoping to have the term Van de Sac legally recognised. It's not too big a stretch, he said. You've already got a bag in box, so why not bag of box? I should also point out that that gag is BOKS, so it works slightly better in print than it does on the radio.
Thank you for clarifying. But I understand that experts are getting quite excited about this development, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. I mean, Master of Wine Anthony Drivelspouter, he told us that he thinks the wine's opened up a fascinating new frontier in the science of aging. The way these vessels impart a fleshy, earthy texture makes their impact quite different to oak or concrete, he told Fake Booze. And there are real differences between wines aged in French goat and those aged in American goat. According to Drivelspouter, MW candidates could expect to be tested on the new format straight away. They shouldn't have too much trouble with it, he said. After all, they're well used to talking bollocks.
Now, Chris, turning to other news. Now, you've got a story, haven't you, on the restaurant that's been told to abandon its Listfree ordering system because of risks of violence.
Yeah, this is a story about the Domaine des Wancaires in Little Cruddington, Suffolk. They dispensed with wine lists last year, with sommeliers instead asking customers to describe how they were feeling and then selecting an appropriate wine to fit their mood. But this hasn't gone as well as they'd hoped, with police called to the venue 5 times in a week. So magistrates have ordered the restaurant to return to a conventional printed wine list or face closure. Owner Pietentius explained the problem to us. Basically, she said, when we told customers there was no wine list and asked them to tell us how they were feeling so we could choose a wine for them, most of them said, I was fine, now I'm bloody angry, just give me the stupid wine list, why don't you? Pia told us that common responses to the question, how are you feeling, included beginning to wonder why I came here in the first place, kind of sexy, why do you say we get it on, and in need of my medication to stem the rising tide of fury that might cause me to burn this place to the ground and get me banged up again.
So where did this Listfree approach come from?
Well, according to student of restaurant history, Simon Schwarmer, the Listfree wine list concept originated in California in the Star Wars fine dining scene of the early 1980s. Sommeliers who were practicing to be Jedis would use the Force to intuit customer wishes. They called it the Jedi wine trick. They tell customers things like, Napa Cabernet you want, and 16% alcohol it is, and look too closely at the price, must you not?
Sorry, can we just have a moment? Your impression of Yoda is just epic.
It's uncanny, and it's weird because I look very similar as well.
You do. If only everybody could see you.
It's like Yoda
God.
is here with us.
Yeah. Anyway, restaurant goers in Suffolk weren't quite convinced, were they?
No, they really weren't. Customers there have told Fake Booze that they thought the whole thing was a scam. So diner John Public got in touch with us, and he said, I told them I was feeling excited. My partner told them she was tired, and the table next to us were quietly reflecting on the memories of a deceased relative. But all of us got a bottle of Rioja. I wouldn't have minded, he went on, but I was eating cod. Subsequent investigations by trading standards officers revealed that the restaurant did not, in fact, have 400 wines as promised, only 6, which they rotated from one night to the next. Restaurant critic Ray Janer was scathing in his analysis. The whole thing was obviously a con, he said. Clearly, it's ridiculous expecting sommeliers to choose a wine to fit a customer's mood, since that would involve them having to listen to what people say.
and what has the restaurant's response been, Chris?
Well, Pia Tentious defended the lack of choice by saying that most customers, quotes, can't tell the difference between a Barolo and a bar of soap in any case, and said it wasn't going to stop them pressing ahead with their next venture. It's a menu-free bar where their team of highly skilled mixologists will make you a cocktail just by reading your aura. I can tell that yours is a mojito. Mojito? Let's try that in English. I can tell you that yours is a mojito, she told Fake Booze, just like everyone else's.
We're all mojitos here, aren't we?
Absolutely. I think I'm a pina colada, aren't I?
I think a mojito would be what Sean Connery said.
A mojito.
Bond style.
On the subject of cocktails, what's this you reported regarding hot-cross-bun gin?
This relates to Alldie supermarket, which has launched a new gin liqueur, which it says perfectly captures the true spirit of Easter. So the hot-cross-bun flavoured drink is being described as, quotes, the nearest way of experiencing some of the agony inflicted on Christ without actually having to nail yourself to a plank. So obviously, Easter is a highly significant time for the Christian faith, said Alldie's head of marketing, Dolores Anas. So we were very sensitive to the whole concept of the resurrection, specifically by hoping that this gin will bring our profits back from the dead. Religious groups have accused the supermarket of a lack of taste, to which an Alldie spokesman said, you wish.
So what's been the reaction to this new product?
It's safe to say that critics have been split on the new bottle. Idiot bloggers have enjoyed filming themselves prancing around in their pants and drinking it over ice in apartments clearly paid for by someone else. However, heavyweight drinks journalist Dave Brush said that given the choice between crucifixion and having to drink a bottle, he'd, quote, take his chances with the nail gun every time.
Could other products follow suit?
Well, Alldie certainly think so. They reckon the launch could herald a new frontier in drinks gimmickry. Head of marketing Dolores Anas said that we'd always previously thought that if a drink made you regurgitate your breakfast in 2 sips, it was a bad idea, but that's clearly not the case. She described the realization that the public would buy absolutely anything if it had the word gin on it as incredibly liberating. With hot-cross-bun, we really crossed the Rubicon, she told Fake Booze, since taste clearly doesn't matter on literally any level. From here on, anything goes.
Are there any specific products on the radar there?
Yeah, the retailer already has a series of event-themed gins in the pipeline. There's pumpkin gin for Thanksgiving, sprout and turkey infused gin for Christmas, and a cloyingly sweet chocolate and roses double sugar variant for Valentine's Day. But Miss Anas did point out that one flavour was completely off the table. We won't be making a gin that tastes of juniper, she told us. All our research suggests that people can't stand it.
That would be taking things too far, wouldn't it? Talking of which, we hear there's a breaking news story involving Fake Booze releasing its own glass range.
Yes, breaking news story that we wrote 4 months ago, but certainly if you'd been in a coma since December, it definitely is a breaking story. So yes, what you're doing here is talking about our cash-in collection range of glassware. this wasn't our idea initially. I mean, you know, we're a magazine, so why the hell would we want to make drinks glasses? No, it was the result of literally thousands of completely made up requests from our global fan base. Our publisher, Alcohol, describes it as being the result of careful consideration, lots of hard work, and a sincere desire to jump on a lucrative passing bandwagon. We clearly have no expertise in this area at all, he went on, which is perfect, since that puts us in the same boat as every other journalist who's churned out their own range of glasses in search of a bit of ego massaging and a fast buck.
I mean, to be fair, though, a lot of thought has gone into the design, hasn't it, Chris?
It really has, yeah. I mean, our head of product development, May Dupp, has been the person behind this. She described the stemware as radically similar to anything that has gone before. It's classical yet modern, it's functional yet elegant, and it's comfortingly familiar while still very different. A really exciting element of the design is that it's enclosed most of the way around, but with a hole in the top. And according to Ms. Dupp, this patented tilt and pour system is designed to keep the liquid in place while still allowing people to get it into their mouths. But she does also point out it could double as a very convenient way of also pouring natural wine down the sink.
And Fake Booze has obviously been heavily involved in the process.
Yeah, this isn't just a kind of token gesture like all this rubbish celebrity wine. I mean, right from the start, we actively failed to participate in the design stage. We stayed well back from the actual production, and then we've selflessly allowed our name to be used for the branding. So we were adamant this wasn't just going to be an empty PR exercise. We really wanted to make a difference, both to our bank account and also the industry's soaring carbon footprint.
So go on, Chris, what are the USPs and what is the range exactly?
Oh, God. I mean, so many USPs, Susie. It's almost like we went through a checklist. So the glasses are organic, biodynamic, dolphin friendly, recyclable, reusable, and completely dishwasher safe, apart from the ones that break. The range includes glasses for red and white wine, a whiskey tumbler, and a Spanish-sized gin balloon that serves double duty as a goldfish bowl. For sparkling wine, the range includes a Carrie Antoinette champagne coupe based on the shape of Boris Johnson's current wife's left breast. And drinkers who want to drink fizz out of a bigger tit can buy a glass shaped like Boris Johnson himself.
Chris Losh of Fake Booze, thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome. Thank you very much for having me.